What's up, everybody? I'm Mckenty. This is my second channel, and this is your home for my Twitch highlights and my podcast. So if you like this and you want to see more of that and you want to join the live streams, there's a link to that in the description of this video. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the new Falling in Reverse song, Zombified, which came out yesterday. Already has almost 500,000 views and is number 25 on trending. Let's take a listen to it first.
Zombified.
Monsters are living under your bed, cause they are the voices in your head. Zombified by the lies they said, we become the walking dead.
Yeah, I don't know what that mic is. Is it an actual mic, or is that like some sort of a weird box they built around a mic? If that's a particular model of mic, I'm not familiar with it. Does kind of sound like Linkin Park. It's catchy, you know, obviously a little bit of a Linkin Park kind of feel there, but what can I say? It's catchy. I believe this was produced by my friend Tyler Smith, who also did Popular Monster and some other stuff. He does great work. So, you know, Ronnie and Tyler, that is a great team. You can see number 25 on trending. There's something here. And I'm critical of people who do the Linkin Park thing a lot, but I think that this puts its own spin on it, right? And that's the difference. Like, how could you be a rock band now and not be influenced by Linkin Park to some extent? I mean, everybody is, but it still sounds like Ronnie. You know, it still has its own unique spin on it. So to me, that's kind of a different, you know, for anybody who's asking like, oh, well, you know, you always make fun of Linkin Park. Why is this okay? Well, I think it's because it doesn't sound like Linkin Park. Like, you can hear the influence, but it's doing something different.
Shut your mouth and bite your tongue, cause you don't wanna piss off anyone. You're traumatized by the damage done. Welcome to America.
That's right. Linkin Park style, but mixed with Queen. It does feel a little bit Queen or maybe a little bit Jairus Johnson, which makes sense since Falling in Reverse is going out with Jairus Johnson pretty soon. So who knows? Maybe there is a little bit of influence there. Lyrically, I think it's interesting. I'm not surprised that Ronnie went there, but he doesn't usually, you know, talk about things that are this topical. He usually tends to go more towards like personal stuff, I guess you would say. And this song's clearly, it's about cancel culture, right? It's about, you know, what's the line, like digging up something you said 10 years ago. That's what the song is about. And, you know, Ronnie has had a lot of personal experience with that. I made a video about it. One of the reasons I wanted to make that video is because Ronnie has been the subject of fake news more than once. Like, everyone's saying that Ronnie killed someone. Ronnie didn't kill anybody. He was involved in an incident in which somebody died, somebody was shot, but he didn't shoot anyone, and that's a meaningful difference. Ronnie's not a murderer. And I'm not here to defend him. You know, Ronnie can defend himself, but the larger point, I think, which I wanted to make in that video, is that so many people are just headline readers. People just repeat like, oh, I heard such and such about so-and-so. And then it gets spread, you know, third and fourth hand until all of a sudden people are repeating something about this person that just is literally untrue. I think these lyrics are a little bit on the nose, you know, for anybody who's critical of the lyrics. I don't think they're the best thing in the world. I think they're a little bit on the nose, but I do agree with the sentiment. Didn't he throw a mic stand in this video at some point? I don't know. Did he? Let's look. This looks like the trailer for some mobile game, right? Like, you see one of those ads for a mobile game and you're like, oh shit, that looks amazing. And then you actually play the game and it's just some like generic tower defense game. Here we go. This is a pretty sick breakdown. Breakdown incoming. almost like an Amir or Darko kind of vibe to the breakdown, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's so impressive. Ronnie's been making music. When did the first Escape the Fate stuff come out? Like 2007, 2005, something like that, like 15 years ago. Ronnie has been able to remain relevant that whole time, and his music has evolved. That's the most impressive thing to me. You know, if you listen to old Escape the Fate, it's, you know, it's post-hardcore, and then with Falling in Reverse, it was kind of that, but a little bit more like almost pop punk, you know, kind of more like upbeat sort of rock stuff on that first album. He started doing the rap stuff, whether you like it or not. He was very early to that. And now he's doing, you know, genty metalcore kind of stuff. And yet it all still sounds like Ronnie. So to have a career that is 15 years old, and to have your music evolve over the years and always be good, in my opinion, you know, maybe you like one song more than the other, but he's never put out anything that's bad. Popular Monster was his biggest song, which I think came out in 2019. To keep getting bigger and bigger in your career, you know, Ronnie's like 37 or 38 now or something like that. That's pretty impressive. Now, it's one thing to have a moment of hype in, you know, the late 2000s, early 2010s, like he did with Escape the Fate and Falling in Reverse at the beginning. Respect, like it's hard enough to break through it all, but to keep that going and get bigger and bigger for another decade, that really impresses me. Look at this video, man. Like, tells you a lot about who he is, that they're willing to invest this much money. This video, you know, I've seen movies that look worse than this. Look at this. It's got the Ronnie mobile fighting the kaijus here. There's like scenes out of Pacific Rim that look worse than this. That's right. Every new Escape the Fate single drop now is an event. It's a lot of fun. That's exactly right. How many other people in rock, especially from his generation, have that, where it feels like every time they release something, it's an event? That is what every artist should aspire to. It should feel like an event. And how many people are able to do that? I think a big part of that is because he just does singles now, not so much albums. How can you put this much into every song on an album? You can't. I mean, you gotta choose your battles. And I think part of the reason why some people are afraid to do that is because in order to bet on singles, to do this like singles first strategy like him and Bring Me the Horizon and rappers do, you really have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that if you only put out this one thing, it is going to be an event. Because if you put out a single and it's not an event, oops, well, now you just kind of face planted and you don't have anything to like fall back on. So you really have to believe in yourself, and you got to be able to deliver on that. If you want it to feel like an event, you got to make it an event, and that's tough.
Zombified.
So that is the new Falling in Reverse song, Zombified, which I think it's solid. I like it a little bit better than Popular Monster even. It still sounds like Ronnie. It sounds like what he has been doing his whole career, but it sounds fresh and modern. The video is great. The rollout is going really well. I mean, his stage presence, you know, or video presence, whatever you want to call it, he did it. It feels like an event, and the results are there. And I'm glad that he is talking about this. You know, again, I think the lyrics are a little bit on the nose, but I am happy that he's talking about this, because this is only going to change if people talk about it. And cancel culture has gotten out of control in the past couple of years, like all the wokeness and the, you know, entertainment industry, like Patton Oswalt apologizing for taking a picture with Dave Chappelle and all this shit. It's garbage. It's nonsense. And it's only going to change if there are people who actually speak up about it. And I don't expect normal people to speak up about it, because normal people have a lot to lose, and normal people don't have any power. It's got to be people with a platform like Ronnie speaking up and saying something. There's a lot more people out there who agree with this message than not. And this is not about being like right or left or anything like that, because I think most people are kind of in the middle, and most people would agree, like, hey, if you said something stupid 10 years ago, as long as you changed your mind about it, like, it's all good. Everything like this is a pendulum. It always swings from one side to the other over time. Yeah, I think that is mostly true. I hope that that is the case. I hope that the era of wokeness, of extreme wokeness, is coming to an end, because it's annoying. It's annoying, and I'm over it. I don't think elites like it either. It threatens them. It's some weird middle management class who are into it. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I'll tell you who's into it is like 26-year-olds from Minnesota who moved to Brooklyn to take some like, low-paying job writing for some, prestigious outlet like BuzzFeed or whatever. Those are the people who are into it because it gives them power. That's what I think. And I think everyone else fucking hates it. So I'm happy that Ronnie is standing up for it. Happy he's saying something. I think the song is solid. Hats off to Ronnie and Tyler and everyone else who worked on this. I'm excited to see what's next for him. Definitely going to check out Ronnie on tour with Jarvis Johnson whenever that's happening. I think it's in spring, something like that. So I am happy to see that. Hats off to Ronnie and the team. And we'll see what happens from here.